February 1959. 9 experienced hikers entered the Ural Mountains. They never came back. When rescuers finally found them, the scene made no sense. Their tent had been cut open from the inside. Their boots were still there. Their coats remained inside. Yet the hikers had fled into the freezing darkness, barefoot, half-dressed, in temperatures below minus 30 degrees Celsius. Something had terrified them, something so frightening. They abandoned their only shelter. Then they disappeared into the snow. Weeks later, their bodies began to appear, scattered across the mountainside. Some had frozen to death. Others suffered horrific injuries, broken ribs, crushed skulls. One woman was missing her tongue. There were no signs of a struggle, no footprints from strangers, no evidence of an attack, just questions and silence. More than 60 years later, nobody knows exactly what happened. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass incident, one of history's strangest unsolved mysteries. The expedition began in January 1959. The hikers were not amateurs. They were experienced ski trekkers. Most were university students. Several held advanced certifications. They had survived difficult expeditions before. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. Calm, organized, highly respected. The group consisted of 10 members, but one turned back. He became ill and decided to return home. That decision saved his life. The remaining 9 continued. They traveled deeper into the northern Urals. Their destination was Mount Otorten. The name carried an eerie meaning. Some translations call it, "Don't go there." The journey seemed normal. The hikers laughed. They took photographs. They kept journals. They made jokes. Nothing suggested disaster. Then something changed. On February 1st, the group made camp on the slopes of a mountain called Kholat Syakhl. Its name meant Dead Mountain. The location was exposed, windswept, cold. Many wondered why they camped there. Perhaps the weather had worsened. Perhaps they lost visibility. Perhaps they simply made a mistake. Nobody knows. That night, something happened. Something powerful enough to drive 9 experienced hikers from their tent. And whatever it was, it happened fast. The hikers never arrived at their destination. At first, nobody panicked. Delays were common, but days passed. Then more days. Families became worried. A search operation began. Students joined the rescue effort. Then soldiers. Then aircraft. The mountains were searched. The weather was brutal. Snow covered everything. Then came the discovery. The tent. It was partially buried, but still standing. Inside were the hikers' belongings. Clothes, boots, food, maps, cameras. Everything needed to survive. Everything they should have taken. Then investigators noticed something disturbing. The tent had been cut open from the inside. The hikers had not left through the entrance. They had sliced their way out, as if every second mattered, as if they were escaping. Footprints led away from the tent. There were 9 sets. Some wore socks, some were barefoot, some wore only one shoe. The footprints moved downhill, toward a forest. Then they disappeared beneath the snow. The mystery had only begun. The first bodies were discovered beneath a cedar tree. 2 young men, nearly naked. They had attempted to start a fire. Branches above them were broken, as high as 5 meters, as if someone had climbed the tree. Perhaps to look for the tent, perhaps to escape something. The fire had burned out. The 2 men froze to death. Then investigators found another body, Igor Dyatlov. He was lying between the cedar tree and the tent, as if he had tried to return. A second body appeared nearby, then a third. All seemed to be heading back uphill, toward their shelter, toward safety. They never made it, but 4 hikers remained missing. The search continued. Weeks passed, then spring arrived. The snow began to melt, and the final discovery changed everything. The remaining 4 bodies were found inside a ravine, covered by deep snow. Their injuries were shocking. One woman had broken ribs. Another hiker suffered massive chest trauma. One man's skull was fractured. The force was immense, yet their skin showed little external damage. One investigator compared the injuries to a car crash, but there was something even stranger. Lyudmila Dubinina was missing her tongue. Parts of her lips were gone. Soft tissue from her face was missing. Another victim lacked his eyes. Theories exploded. Animal attacks, secret experiments, something supernatural, something unknown. Then another disturbing detail emerged. Some clothing showed traces of radiation. Why? No one could explain it. The Soviet investigation struggled. Avalanche theory, infrasound, military testing, murder, none fit perfectly. Then came the official conclusion. The hikers died because of a compelling natural force. That was it. No explanation, no details, just 4 vague words. The case was closed and sealed. For decades, that decision only deepened the mystery, because every theory leaves questions. If there was an avalanche, why was the tent still standing? Why were the footprints orderly? Why did they walk instead of run? If it was an attack, where were the attackers? Why were there no extra footprints? If it was military testing, why was evidence hidden? Why did officials seal the case? And why did some witnesses report strange lights in the sky? Then there was another possibility. A slab avalanche, a dense block of snow. Not a massive avalanche, a smaller collapse. Enough to frighten the hikers, enough to injure some of them. This theory gained support in recent years. Computer simulations suggested it was possible, but not everyone agreed, because it still could not explain everything. Not the missing tongue, not the radiation, not the strange lights, not the mysterious injuries, and certainly not the fear, because one fact remains impossible to ignore. 9 experienced hikers abandoned their tent in lethal temperatures, without proper clothing, without supplies, without their boots. Experienced people do not make that choice, unless they believe staying is even more dangerous. That is the true mystery of Dyatlov Pass, not how they died, but what frightened them so completely. That freezing to death outside seemed like the better option. The Soviet Union collapsed. The case files became public. Investigators reopened the mystery. Documentaries were made. Books were written. Countless theories appeared. Yet the mountains remain silent. The snow reveals nothing, and the dead cannot speak. More than 6 decades have passed. The tent is gone. The footprints have vanished. The witnesses are gone. But one question still lingers. On that freezing night in February 1959, why did 9 experienced hikers cut open their tent and walk into the darkness?